am back here, Camper Snaps. I am here with the legendary Jennifer Paz. Hi.
How are you? Oh, I should probably do this. Hi, everybody.
Fun fact: Jennifer Paz was my Kim in Miss Saigon.
Oh my gosh, 100 years ago.
No, don't say that.
When was that? Last year?
Don't say
No,
that.
when was
last
that?
year.
Yes.
Last year's production.
We had
of
some
Miss
good
Saigon.
times on the road.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, living out of suitcases and.
But I mean, more importantly, nobody cares about Miss Saigon in my household. They only care about this animated show that you are the voice of.
Yes, Steven Universe.
Steven Universe.
Lapis Lazuli. Yes.
Lapis Lazuli?
Yes.
Oh, or in Tagalog, Lapis
Lapis.
Lazuli.
It's so funny because when I first booked that show, my dad was like, "Lapis, are you a pencil?" I'm like, "No, Dad, I'm a superhero water gem." Like, what is that? Are you a pencil?
Well, again, nobody cares about Miss Saigon in my house, but now I am cool mom because of Auntie Jen.
You know, I have to say, I got I scored some cool
points.
mom points with my son,
Yeah.
Julian,
Yeah.
who's, 9 now. I remember.
Is he braggadocious about it at school?
Well, at first he doesn't know what I do, right?
Right.
He's doesn't know. And I think he's in 4th grade now, but when he was in 1st or 2nd grade, I think I was picking him up after school. And one of the recess teachers, I guess, had saw a keychain on his backpack that was Lapis Lazuli, which is my character.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you watched that show?" And he was like, "Oh, my mommy voices the character on the show." And she was like, "What?" So then when I was picking him up, she had she was an aspiring artist too.
Yeah.
So she brought her art book for me to sign. She's like,
so
I know.
sweet.
And then but for Julian to witness that,
I know, so
I
special,
scored some
right?
cool mom.
So special.
She's like, "Oh, my mom's a superhero." So it's really cool to
yeah,
for
to
them
get
to
those
see
score
you
points.
as a
Well, especially because when we were young, when we were performing, and so my kids don't know anything about it, right?
They
So it
don't
is kind
know.
of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your segue, Jen Paz.
What? What's the
Because everybody knows Jen Paz is this legendary singer, performer, Broadway star. But tell us what you're doing now. Hello, award-winning writer.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So I kind of, it took a pandemic, right? We weren't doing anything during the pandemic. It's like, what do we do now? And a lot of us, we pivoted, right,
Yeah.
during the pandemic. And I've always loved writing. I've always been sort of a closet writer, but never dared show.
To put it out.
Put
to
it
the
out
world.
there. And I just started to sort of I dusted off some old scripts that I had been working on, and also in my head, there was just some stories in my head that I'd been wanting to just put down on paper.
Yeah.
And at the start of the pandemic, I actually was taking a screenwriting class. Online.
Yeah.
And then I went full force during the pandemic. So I just had one-on-one mentorship with my mentor, Pilar Alessandra. Shout out to Pilar Alessandra at On the Page. She's an amazing screenwriting consultant, and she's got a great podcast called On the Page. And
She must be amazing.
She's amazing.
If you're watching, you must be amazing.
She's
because,
amazing. Yeah.
I mean,
she talked me through all the business and craft of screenwriting, and then I just started to throw my my pages to the interwebs, and I started to just enter them in screenwriting competitions. And I started placing. I was like, "Oh, I guess I can string a sentence or two."
Yes.
Because you just never know. But I think as actors, though, we've spent so many years
with rejection. Yeah.
Rejection.
Right?
What I was going to say, though, reading scripts and just knowing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What works, what doesn't.
So I think as an actor, I was able to sort of put that skill on the page.
Right.
It's I've read scripts, for a long time, and now as a writer, it's okay, I get to create this world, and to do it from a point of view that we don't usually hear from a woman of color.
Right.
I think.
Where does your inspiration come from? Does it come from stories, your real life, your real experiences?
Yeah, I mean, they always say write what you know.
Right.
And I really started to understand the value
of
that.
Yes.
And really understanding that our stories matter.
Our stories
right?
matter, and we have stories that have not been told.
Exactly. And we always, like, the one thing with, like, writers, every writer of any level goes through is they get, like, what's called imposter syndrome. I think all artists have imposter syndrome. But as a writer, when you're, like, staring at a blank page, you're like, okay, what am I going to say that hasn't been said? Because it's all been said, but it hasn't been said by you.
In your way. Absolutely.
Right. So I think that's really the thing that I started to understand and value. I mean, during the pandemic, we had, like, BLM happen, and just sort of like an awakening and a shift of just consciousness of, okay, what matters,
right?
And who are we going to advocate for, right?
Yes.
Which I really loved. I think we all. It was like such a beautiful gift of time and a pause. That we all just kind of got to evaluate what really matters. So
what really matters.
I really started to dig into that.
Everybody pivoted. Well, actually, not everybody pivoted, but girlfriend, you did.
I did
my
best.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Well, I need to, like, put you in one of my scripts, but you're busy too, doing your thing.
You know.
Maybe I'll have you choreograph something. Let's do it. Let's collab.
Do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
You're going to be on the main stage.
Oh my gosh, yes, I have to host.
She's got to go because she's got to host.
I'm going to actually introduce Malaya.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. Well, so good to hang with you. I love you.
I love you too, sis.
All right. We'll be back.
Yay!
Jen, pause.